We have scheduled this session to run approximately 60 minutes. Before we start, I'll explain the setup and explain how the session works. I am responsible for conducting some customer research on the Ryanair website. We're trying to identify issues that could be fixed to make the website easier to use. And to do that, we're talking to people like you. And based on your feedback, we're hoping to pinpoint areas for improvement. Let me explain the setup. I will be asking you questions and talking you through the tests. John will be observing and taking notes.
Thanks, John.
We have a camera and a microphone to record what you do and say as you are on the desktop. We will record the session for note-taking purposes, but the footage will not be seen by anyone outside of the team. The session is divided into two parts. First, we will ask you some questions about your experience booking flights in general, and then we will ask you to perform a few tasks on the Ryanair website and ask you some questions as you go. There are a few things to keep in mind that will help the tests run smoother. First, the session is called a usability test, but it's important to know that we're not testing you, we're testing the website. There are no right or wrong answers or trick questions, and we're not trying to catch you out in any way. If you do come across problems, please understand that it's not your fault. It's the software's fault, and in fact, the more problems you find, the better we can fix them. Second, please be as candid as possible. If you don't like something or think it's just silly, please say so. You won't hurt anybody's feelings. I haven't been involved in the design of any of these screens. Third, as you navigate around the website, whatever is going through your head, please verbalize it. We want you to think aloud, but it helps us write better notes. Also, if you could approach things slightly slower than you normally would, that would be helpful too. If you work your way around the site too fast, we might not be able to take notes quick enough. I'll remind you to think aloud and to slow down throughout the session. Finally, please feel free to ask any questions that you like. It's a great way for us to understand your thoughts. But in order to keep the test as realistic as possible, I may not always answer your questions. Thank you for understanding. Do you have any questions before we begin?
I don't.
Right. Before we start using the website, I'd like to ask you some simple background questions.
No problem.
What is your occupation?
I'm a welder.
And where do you live?
I live in Antrim.
How do you access the internet?
Usually through phone or my desktop. Excuse me.
Do you own a laptop or a desktop computer?
Desktop.
And do you have broadband?
Yes.
Do you use apps on your phone?
Yeah.
What sort of apps do you use?
Mostly social media apps. WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter. That's about it, really.
And what sort of traveling do you do typically? Is it business or leisure?
Leisure.
And how frequently do you fly?
About once a year, maybe.
Where do you fly to?
Mostly Europe.
And how do you usually book flights?
I usually book my flights through Skyscanner.
On your phone or on the desktop?
Usually on the computer, on the desktop.
Right. So, for the purposes of the tests, we will assume the following. That you live in Antrim, you're planning a getaway to the sun over the 12th of July fortnight. You think Malaga in Spain could be the place for you. You're off work from the 8th to the 22nd of July, so it's a good time to get away as a lot of the colleagues will also be on holidays. Your first choice is to fly out on the first Thursday of the holidays, but you're not too constrained by dates. So what we want you to do is book a flight from Belfast International to Malaga using Ryanair, departing the first Thursday of the break and return 3 days later, for 3 nights for 2 people, with one piece of hand luggage, no particular seats, and show me what you would do.
Alright, no problem. First of all, open up Chrome. Sorry, some sort of web browser. Gonna go on to Ryanair here. And I'll be looking to fly out from Belfast International to Malaga.
Why are you typing rather than looking at the drop down?
Force of habit. Never really thought about the drop down menu before. You know, the more you know. Fly out date. So
you're off work from the 8th to the 22nd of July, and you want to go the first Thursday that you're off, preferably.
yeah. So start from there. Be back on.
You're going for 3 nights. Or, sorry, you're returning 3 days later.
Yeah. So back on the 15th. And it'll be for 2 adults. Yes, I agree to the terms. Let's go. For a return flight. Okay, that'd be. Doesn't look too bad.
What are you looking for?
Looking for my full price of the return flights. And to check if the benefits of the more expensive flights are actually worth it.
And what does the fare type mean to you?
Just like anybody else, like to get a nice cheap flight, but not so much, where I'm sitting on a plane for 4.5 hours with absolutely nothing. But is it worth it, to get these 2 extra benefits for £50 extra? Not sure, but I'll go with this one, the cheapest one.
Do you usually go for the cheapest flights?
Yeah, mostly. Excuse me. I think this bit's very confusing here.
Why?
It's just, why don't they bundle it all into one? I've specifically asked for a return flight in my search, and now I've got, 2 single flights.
Different days and stuff.
Yeah, but for the likes of this here, I know what days I want to come back. I'm not looking for extra days. So, just more work, to be honest. And I'll probably go the same again, just cheapest flight.
I'm asking you to upgrade. But you've already told me.
I'm not going to upgrade. Excuse me. So
you don't want any particular seats?
No, I'm happy enough with just whatever seats they give me. In my experience, anyway, they usually just give you side-by-side seats anyway if you buy the tickets at the same time. And I like that. The way I don't have to add everybody else. You know, for maybe about 10 or 15 people going, having to click through all that stuff, be bored. Continue. And let's see, do I want anything else?
Do you find that confusing, all the different boxes?
Yeah, and then the pop-ups and everything coming in from the left and the right, and it's kind of annoying. They just sort of throw it in your face.
Do you think it's annoying that they're asking you to the same things again? If you want to reserve a seat and add bags?
Yep. I mean, how many times is that now? It's third or fourth in terms of bags, and second or third in terms of seats. I don't want them. Travel insurance. Although I like the way they offer you car hire. Well, it's good for, especially when you get straight out of the airport, when you land there, and you can get to drive off as opposed to taking buses and all that stuff. But we'll not be going for any of that. We're just going to go check out. And there's number 4. No.
Right, I'm going to stop you there.
Okay, fair enough.
Overall, what did you think of that experience?
It was pleasant enough, but I don't really like the way they just sort of throw everything in your face, everything that you've already decided you don't want. You know, that's.
Was there anything you particularly liked or disliked?
I disliked having to pick each of my flight to and from the place individually. You know, despite the fact I was looking for, you know, a return journey. You know, if I'm getting with Ryanair to Malaga and getting Ryanair from Malaga, you know, why could they not just bundle everything all together? Supposed to have me have to pick and choose.
Is there anything you liked?
That was nice and fluid. You know, didn't really take much effort to book this flight here.
Was there anything you expected to see that you didn't?
No, not particularly.
And was there anything you were surprised to see?
Oh, how cheap the car hire was. To be honest, I was surprised to see, you know, just the amount of ads there was. It was just constant. You know, you think with a company like Ryanair, they could, you know, help with the user experience. You know, keep ads away, make everyone sort of nice and relaxed, as opposed to buy this, buy this. Yes.
Right, and we'll go on to another part here. For this part, you want to take the same trip, but you want to fly from Dublin instead.
Okay.
So if you want to do that.
Absolutely. Okay.
Why are you going about hitting the back button?
To get back from signing in.
Right. Go ahead.
Oh, that's annoying. It's ad getting in the way.
So are you not able to edit from there?
Not that I've seen anyway.
Okay.
I don't see any. No. Maybe have to just do a new search. I'm not too sure if I can. I'll go to a new search because it's the only way I know how. Okay, we'll fly from Dublin.
What do you expect to see when you go to search for a flight?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you expect to be on the home screen here?
Pick your flight from where you want to take off to where you want to go, and that's about it really. I don't really expect much more. And truth be told, I don't really look at anything else. So,
Why? I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh,
Why do you use the calendar rather than typing in your date?
because the calendar shows me the prices.
Right.
Fly out on the 11th, come back on the 15th. I like that, the way it shows your recent searches.
So what do you expect to see on this page?
uh,
There's more flight times and stuff this time, isn't it?
I expect usually to see just, not show me each individual flight. They can just show me this is how much it's going to cost overall, as opposed to going with each individual flight.
Do the times matter to you?
Not really, no. Although it's nice that you have the option. Once again, we'll go with cheapest one. And just click on this here.
Why are you going for that one?
This is the cheapest. Love a good bargain. And here we go again with the constant bombardment of buy me. Continue. I think that's very expensive for seats anyway. For something you'll spend a few euros on. Okay, now we're back to the place where I would check out from a flight.
Do you think the checkout position is good?
What do you mean?
Is the checkout box where you expect it to be?
Oh yeah.
At the top of the page?
It's the first thing you see when you're looking down through the website, so looks pretty good. And it's nice and bright too, so you don't really miss it. And never knew that would be. Okay. Is that if you want to take a guitar, you want to take golf clubs, fair enough.
And you go check out again.
Doesn't hurt to have two. Oh, here we go.
I'll stop you there again. And what did you think of that experience?
Easy enough. It was very relaxed. There was no real. They held your hand the entire way through. So, excuse me. I think a lot of people could do it.
Anything you particularly liked or disliked?
I like that and give you the different flight times. It just goes to show how much control you have over your own flight.
Anything you expected to see but didn't?
No, not that I can think of.
Anything you were surprised to see?
Well, the price of taking a guitar, something that's relatively light. Shouldn't really take up that much room. But €50, that's steep.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.